I myself was very hesitant to reissue this early example of my thought. The reasons are obvious. First of all, it was written in a period when I was a strict Freudian. In the meantime, my psychoanalytic views have undergone enough of a change so that many formulations in this essay would be different if I wrote them today. Furthermore, I one-sidedly stressed in this work the social function of religion as a substitute for real satisfaction and as a means for social control. While I have not changed my views in this regard, today I would also emphasize the view, which I held then as now, that the history of religion reflects the history of man's spiritual evolution. A second reason lies in the fact that it is impossible for me today to restudy the whole of the rather complex historical material which is analyzed in this work. In addition, a great number of books on the history of early Christianity have been published since 1930, and any revision of the Dogma of Christ would have to take them into account. I have read much of the literature in the intervening years, and some, like Martin Werner's The Formation of Christian Dogma, seem to give some indirect support to my approach. But a thorough rewriting would go beyond my powers. I agreed to the publication of the paper in its original form when Arthur A. Cohen of Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston, a scholar of theology and philosophy in his own right, urged me again, together with Professor Adams, to offer it to an English-speaking audience. Needless to say, the responsibility for this decision lies with me and not with them. As far as I know, this is the first work in which the attempt was made to transcend the psychologistic approach to historical and social phenomena so customary in psychoanalytic literature. I had been stimulated by the paper on the same subject written by one of my teachers at the Psychoanalytic Institute in Berlin, Dr. Theodor Reich, who had employed the traditional method. I tried to explain that we cannot understand people by their ideas and ideologies, that we can understand ideas and ideologies only by understanding the people who created them and believed in them. In doing this, we have to transcend individual psychology and enter the field of psychoanalytic social psychology. Thus, in dealing with ideologies, we have to study the social and economic conditions of the people who accept them, and try to recognize what I later called their social character. The main emphasis of this study is the analysis of the socio-economic situation of the social groups which accepted and transmitted Christian teaching. It is only on the basis of this analysis that a psychoanalytic interpretation is attempted. Whatever the merits of this interpretation, the method of the application of psychoanalysis to historical phenomena is the one which has been developed in my subsequent books. While it has since been refined in many ways, its nucleus is contained in the Dogma of Christ in a way which, I hope, is still interesting.